Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for January 19th to the 31st. We're going all the way to the end of the month. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. Pisces, you look amazing today. Now, grab some popcorn, get a Coke Zero, a Twix bar, whatever you need. Zima. Listen, if you saw your January forecast, you know the last half of this month comes with a disclaimer. It is animated. It can be a little overwhelming. Welcome to Bonkersville. This is going to be a truly pivotal moment in your spiritual journey, all right? With alignments that you've never had in your lifetime. So I really had to make sure you really understand what's happening with these aspects. And usually I note the best aspects on the whiteboard, but there are no challenging aspects, just really potent ones, okay? It's a matter of how you use them. And yes, there's a lot more on the back. Now, we are at a time where the energy is like a crescendo, okay? Aspects are just getting mightier and louder, meaning you're getting worked up, you're getting motivated, okay? Like you're on the dance floor at a bar mitzvah and the DJ is playing that rave song that you love, and it's building and like you're already kicking off your heels because you know that bass drop is coming. This week in particular, you will start feeling it in your gut, like something's coming, something's building. You know your life is on the brink of dramatic change, especially Monday, the very first day we kick everything off, January 19th, which I am calling a flashpoint, okay? Now, since I actually dropped these forecasts before the week begins, happy Martin Luther King Day. If you are in the US, don't forget, you have that gigantic new moon in Capricorn on the day before, on Sunday the 18th. And so all that energy is cast strongly over this week. That's your 11th house of your future hopes and aspirations and dreams, and also your social network. You are going to be connecting, networking. You are definitely going to be like all business, okay? And remember, it was Saturn ruled. And Saturn, as you know, is life lessons and karma. And you still have Mars exalted in Capricorn. So the moon is waxing. Something's forming for you. So please plant seeds with bold intentions. Put wheels in motions for new beginnings. All right? Because this is one heck of a new beginning. Literally, we kick off a new season. We enter Aquarius season on the 19th, and you will feel a great shift. Because here's the thing, Capricorn energy, because of the new moon in Capricorn that you're still going to feel, it's mature, it's grounded, it's old bones, old soul, it's traditions. Aquarius, on the other hand, is very forward thinking. It's very innovative and rebellious, and it's Aquarius rules the future. So Capricorn says, I'm doing the way things were, and I want you to follow the rules. And Aquarius says, nope, not today. I'm going to change the system. So at this juncture, the very first day, on Monday, you're going to start seeing, and you already are, you're seeing the old world crumble, all right? And your old self adapting to this new era, all right? And so remember what I said, out with the old, in with the new. So it would be your new self moving forward. All right? Here's the thing. Capricorn is like boomer energy. Aquarius is like Gen Z. But they're both Saturn ruled. And Saturn is reality. This week you've got the best of both worlds. And this is the day on the 19th. It's like the exact moment you're on that dance floor at that bar mitzvah when the bass drops. And so all this Aquarius energy is going to run through your bloodstream. You're going to feel this rush of endorphins because all that hard work that you put in Capricorn season, you're going to see it start paying off. And your focus now will be on progress and liberation. And again, your future. You are doing you for the greater good. Aquarius rules humanity, the collective. So here's the thing. For the next 4 weeks, especially the end of January, with this rare lineup, which wait till we get to the back, you're going to go through some of the greatest change of all of 2026 already, all right, in your life. And because you are going to become the change, you're going to dare to think different. Now, if you saw your monthly forecast, you said, you know what I said. You're about to become telepathic. And it's no joke. You've got, just wait, listen, remember, this is when we've got the 5-planet stellium and the 5-planet conjunction in Aquarius that rules your 12th house. So that's already your home, psychic. Pisces, you are the most psychic of all the, all the signs. Yeah, you're very intuitive. You rule the 12th house, which is all about hidden matters. It's spirituality. Yeah, healing as well. It's the subconscious, and so you work really well there, and that's what Aquarius rules for you. But you're gonna see all these Pluto conjunctions. Yeah, he's come out to play. And remember, Pluto is in Aquarius, but natively rules your 9th, which is also spirituality. And so when I say you are going to feel a lot of movement upstairs, you're going to have very big intuitive hits, intuitive pops. You're going to be, and that's the thing, all right? When you connect with your intuition, you're bulletproof, right? So not only are we going to have, well, actually never have a lot of these aspects again in our lifetime, we already had a minor grand trine on Sunday with the new moon, right? And on Monday, today, right, the 19th, you're going to have another. So you're going to have 2 back-to-back minor grand trines, mini grand trines. There are these bursts of potential that you're going to experience. Now, the other thing is, Pisces, I started with you, all right? You're my first sign that I'm doing this week. And there's a reason for that, and I'll explain it later. But Monday, you will have an exalted Mars still in Capricorn, sextile Saturn in your sign. You will also have Saturn sextile Uranus in Taurus, and Mars trine Uranus. So, once again, Mars, right, is going to sextile Saturn. Saturn's going to sextile Uranus, and Mars is going to trine Uranus. There's your pyramid, all right? Your mini grand trine, and all at 27 degrees exact. So this is harmonics. This is sacred geometry. This is something bigger than what we could ever perceive coming after another mini grand trine, and with what's about to happen this week. So Saturn, which again, ruler of both Aquarius and Capricorn, is at the apex. So there will be this level of authority here and plenty of opportunities and breakthroughs with 2 sextiles and Uranus, the planet of change. Aquarius is modern ruler. Yeah, Aquarius has 2 rulers. So when I say this is one heck of a new beginning, you got this ramp of the new moon with a last of its kind mini grand trine and a never before experienced 5-planet conjunction in Aquarius in your 12th house. Yeah? On the 19th. 1 + 9 = 10 is a 1. It's a new beginning. Do not weekend at birdies this day. Be very present in the moment and fully commit to your future self, because Mars sextile Saturn, that happens every 2 years. Yeah? Every 2 years. It's rare. You got the 2 malefic planets. They rarely work together harmoniously, but they're rolling up their sleeves for you, all right? Saturn is in your sign. Mars is in Capricorn, exalted in your 11th house of your future dreams and goals, all right? This is endurance. This is willpower. This is being more than proactive for your long-term goals. It's your grit that's got to be at the highest frequency. And Mars trine Uranus, that happens once a year, okay? That's a wake-up call. That's you being driven for dramatic change. That's your 3rd house. You are going to be communicating, okay? Maybe telepathically. We're not there yet, though. But y'all are already telepathic and psychic, but this is your third house. Yeah? Communication, signing things. This is you launching things. This is you connecting with people. This is social media. When you got Mars and Capricorn in your 11th, you got Uranus and Taurus in your third. Yeah, I hope you got a Threads account or something. Now, Saturn, sextile Uranus, yeah, you know that's a big deal. The last time we had this aspect was in mid-1990s. Speaking of internet, hello, AOL, you got mail. Yeah. You see what's happening here. Your third house is so activated. Third house rules the internet, by the way. Online stuff. You're probably launching a blog or you're doing something online. There's something here online. And if not, it's a business or you're selling things. You're opening up, you're selling crystals on Etsy. Whatever it is. This is a big deal. This is Saturn sextile Uranus. This is father and son in astrology, and this aspect actually supports your long-term goals and achievements and breakthroughs, your awakening, innovation, and sudden revolutionary yet sustainable change that you choose to create for your ambitions and your dreams and new systems that you're initiating. All right, this is big. And yes, 11th house is also your support system. It's benefactors, it's allies. You are going to be networking. People are going to be supporting you. So this is 3 areas of your life impacted. It's a mini grand trine. And so remember, Saturn is also commitments. So you are the one that's steering your ship here. And as I said, we will never have this again in our lifetime. Mars, still exalted in Capricorn, is very grounding. And you're about to enter a period of overstimulation and urgency in the world moving fast around you. Possible, like burnout as well. So use this, please. Ground yourself. Have that full self-awareness, because the same day you will have Venus conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, 3 degrees. This is stimulation. This is electric. It's magnetic. You'll feel this willingness to change. Pluto is transformation and regeneration. He's entered the building, okay? You're gonna have intense feelings. There's this depth with Pluto. Remember, he is ruler of the underworld, and he's in your 12th house of the subconscious, which is deep, okay? So you are going to have a lot of focus here on love and money and power and your values and investments. It's in Aquarius. You're going to be thinking outside the box. But also remember, Pluto natively rules your 9th. And so you'll probably think about travel. Maybe you're going to plan a trip. Maybe you're going to think about becoming a teacher or maybe going back to school. But the 9th house is very spiritual. It's your worldview. It's your philosophy. It's you imparting wisdom, gaining wisdom as well. It's publishing. Y'all writing a book? A lot of y'all gonna be writing books. You got 19 years of this, all right? And your 3rd house activated. Remember, that's creative writing. That's writing. So anyway, circle this day in your calendar, please. It like deserves its own Netflix series. And even though we're just a few days away from that 5-planet conjunction in Aquarius, you've got a stellium here with the Sun, Venus, Pluto, and the Moon, all in Aquarius. Okay. And now, so yeah, a lot of effort. And we're talking about the moon. The moon is the subconscious. Yep. In your 12th house of the subconscious, you will be going really deep. Unroot things, okay? Remember, you're entering this brand new era. A lot of this is shedding skin. Yeah? The snake shedding its skin, Phoenix rising from the ashes. There's that energy of 2026. Now, Tuesday, January 20th, you will have Mercury sextile Neptune. We'll talk about that later. But Mercury also then moves into Aquarius. And remember, that's original, authentic, intelligent, forward thinking. Okay, very ahead of the curve. You literally have the planet of the mind in the sign of the future. And so, again, this is your 12th house. This is cerebral. You're going to see things no one else does. Mercury's considered exalted here too, and will be here for the rest of the month. So now you have 5 planets in Aquarius just jam-packed in your 12th house of spirituality and healing and wanting to heal others and your subconscious and, rest and retreat and solitude. But most of all, hidden matters. Remember, the 12th house is very nebulous. There's no borders there. It's limitless. And there's a reason why I'm bringing that up, okay? Again, with Pluto being very active. Now, basically you're going to feel really charged up about your future. Again, Aquarius is all about the future. But also like your sense of freedom and even that rebellious side of yours, all for the greater good. This is Ethan Hawke in Dead Poet Society standing on the desk at the end of the movie saying, "Oh, Captain, my Captain." That's what this is, Mercury in Aquarius, all right? But this isn't a typical Mercury in Aquarius ingress, because Wednesday, January 21st, you've got the Sun conjunct Mercury. 2 degrees. So yeah, we have a Mercury Cazimi. That intelligent mind is getting a rebirth, an upgrade. Here's your epiphanies and wake-up calls that you will have. And again, for you on this psychic level. Yeah? And it's just in time for, you ready? You ready to see what's going on? Okay, I'll show you. Just in time for Thursday, January 22nd, where you're going to have Mercury conjunct Pluto. Remember, Pluto's entered the building. Yeah? And so you essentially have this triple conjunction in Aquarius. And remember, conjunctions are powerful as when these planets are merging their energies together. So, buckle up. You're no longer in comfort mode or echo mode in your Toyota Camry. All right? And it doesn't matter here whether you're 20, whether you're 70, things are about to get real. This is forward momentum like you've never seen. And it's not about whether you go slow or fast. It's how you navigate the rest of the month, okay? But you do have an advantage to this day with Mercury conjunct Pluto. This is a Queen's Gambit level thinking, right? With Mercury merging his energies with Pluto, the planet that digs deep. Remember, ruler of the underworld. He excavates. He investigates. This is deeply psychological and forensic and like probing. So this is all about truth, right? Pluto's searching for the truth. Secrets. Truths coming to the surface. But this is being honest with yourself. And that requires the deepest level of self-love. And so remember, you had Venus here with Pluto. All right? Venus is the heart. And so there's so much happening at this point. But it's Mercury and Pluto, right? And this is you having intense conversations that you need to have. And even thoughts. You're going to have that crystal clear clarity, all right, and confidence, even, with the Mercury Cazimi happening at the same time. But it's Mercury and Pluto. So it's very likely that words will be exchanged. Pluto is power, but Pluto can be destruction too. So remember, it's all about how you handle these energies. And the conversations that you're going to have, they will be healing. They will be therapeutic, okay? They will be cathartic. They will be, it's your 12th house, or spiritual, okay? And when I say words may be exchanged, listen, truths are going to be revealed. This is a time of, with all these Pluto conjunctions, yeah? A time of like disclosure and quite possibly on the world stage. Remember, Aquarius is humanity, and all of these conjunctions are happening in Aquarius, okay? That rules the people. And also, Aquarius, again, the rebellious energy. It does its own thing. So be mindful either way. This is potent. Words can become sticks and stones. Yeah. Be responsive, not reactive. Remember, everything is energy and vibration and frequency. Your thoughts, the words that you speak, the inflection in your voice. Be very mindful here. Be self-aware. Be in the moment. Okay? Your future self is watching. What reality do you want to create for your future self? All right? Because it's happening. And conveniently at the same time that Mars will sextile Neptune in your sign, but also Friday, January 23rd, you got the Pluto Cazimi. And so the Sun conjunct Pluto, you literally have the planet of death and rebirth going through its own death and rebirth. And so, whoa, this is strong. This is penetrating. It's commanding. You have the sun, this life force, right? The reason 8 billion people on this planet are alive, merging its energy with a planet of transformation in the sign of the 8 billion people on this planet. And so when I said in your annual forecast that you're going to be adapting to change around you, you inevitably become part of that change. And so this is a time where you're going to ask yourself, what is best for you? How will you become the best version of yourself? What do you have to do for that? This is all about you on an individual level, okay? Seeing any blind spots on your path to enlightenment. What makes you authentically you? Because like I said, in your January forecast, this is all about the truth. Your truth, standing for the truth. If you can handle your truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And yes, this does mean realizing if you are not being honest with yourself. This is the day that forces that are outside of our control can push you to face something that you've been avoiding. All right? That's why Aquarius rules freedom. You can be your authentic self here. And this is visibility. This is empowerment. This is the egg cracking. Yeah? For your death and rebirth, your identity reset, the new, stronger you for the new world, this new reality, this new timeline that you will be creating this day. All right? Remember, change is the only constant. And the secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Thank you, Socrates. And wow, the boost that you're going to receive. Because Mars enters Aquarius at 0 degrees, where pure potential exists. So welcome to your 5-planet conjunction in Aquarius. You got Mars, Pluto, the Sun, Mercury, Venus, all between 0 to 7 degrees in Aquarius, those early degrees of new beginnings. Never in our lifetime have we experienced anything like this. Yeah? Remember, Pluto is freshly new in Aquarius, hasn't been here in 250 years. This is, again, this cosmic symphony. The last time we had Mars in Aquarius, by the way, that was 2 years ago, around the first 2 weeks of February 2024. What happened around that time for you? Because that's when Pluto was briefly in Aquarius too. All right, so you can pick up on little things from that time, but remember, this is completely different. This is a 5-planet conjunction with a reborn Pluto. This is a seismic shift that's happening. All right, now with the planet of action, by the way, the planet of determination in the sign of the future and freedom and individuality, and of course, again, your 12th house. All right, you won't want change. This is when you demand it. All right, this is when you demand it. You'll fight for it, especially with the moon actually moving into Aries this day. And Aries was your second house of self-worth and self-value. All right? And then it will sextile Mars. And so there you go, that pioneering spirit, this emotional initiation that you will likely go through. You're done with the small things, okay? You can still take time for you. That's fine. But this is a 5-planet conjunction in Aquarius, all right? This is powerful. This is potent. Like I said, this is like a circuit breaker happening right here. And again, this is your 12th house. A lot up here. Like you're about to become an X-Men, right? But there's a lot of energy here to absorb. So do some stretching, do some breath work, do some miming. It doesn't matter. But most of all, just be honest with yourself. That's a lot of truths coming to the surface with all these Pluto conjunctions. All right, and especially about the change you want for yourself and that you need for this new era, change that's non-negotiable. We've talked about this. You're gonna experience circumstances where you will have to be the snake shedding its skin and the phoenix rising from the ashes. Pluto, like I said, is in the building. And yes, Mars and Aquarius, by the way, until March 1st, so through your birthday. And you know what that means. It means that Mars will go into your sign when we get there. All right? Don't worry. I got you. And I actually love Mars in your sign. But anyway, it's this, where are we now? Oh yeah. And so it's actually, this is when you start becoming extremely certain of what's truly meaningful to you. All right? Because remember, we still have Neptune in your sign at that 29-degree point. It can bring a little bit of fog and whatnot, and again, for your future, that's what Aquarius rules. But Tuesday, January 20th, are we even, no. Oh, yeah, what I was going to say, Tuesday, January 20th, we did have, so Mercury will sextile Neptune in your sign, all right? And then Thursday, January 22nd, well, that's when Mars is going to sextile Neptune in your sign, both at 29 degrees, all right? And that's why I saved you here. Or not saved you, I did you first. Because a few things. This is just the peak days of those aspects. So both of those aspects you will feel through the entire week. Number 2, Mercury. Yeah. Mercury says, I have a vision of what I'm meant to be. That's you, right? Mars is going to be the action that you take for it, pursuing your ideals and that vision that he's going to help you implement. But the biggest thing of all is that they're both at 29 degrees. The critical degree, anaretic degree, this is a graduation that I've talked about. But it's 29 degrees Pisces, your sign. You're the last sign. This is the last degree. So the last degree of the last sign in the zodiac wheel. Truly an end of an era, end of a cycle. This is a major rebirth that's about to happen. And, your energy is healing. It is spiritual. This is a spiritual detox. This is emotional purging. This is you engaging with your chi, your prana, your kundalini, your flow state, hemisync, connecting with the ether, all of that. Doing a peace sign and a selfie. Because Neptune does rule photography, FYI. So this is truly the end of an era for your new one. Because you know that Neptune's about to leave your sign after 14 years. This is a big, big moment for you. Now, Saturday, January 24th, Juno is going to connect with the nodes of fate, meaning connecting with the North Node in your sign. And we'll trine the South Node in Virgo. And so, and the moon will be in your sign, by the way, conjuncting Neptune in Pisces. Talk about a spiritual awakening for you here. Whoa. And Juno, and this is just so much like feminine energy. This is even Juno, the divine feminine. I mean, this is a big deal for you. And Juno, with the nodes of fate, Juno is all about negotiating. It's all about bringing that balance of power in relationships and contracts. And Juno's in Capricorn in your 11th house, connecting with people. So there may be something really big for you here that's fated in terms of maybe signing something. Maybe there is a contract. Maybe there is a conversation that you have that does move the needle forward. And then Monday, January 26th, for the first time since 1861, Neptune officially leaves your sign and moves into Aries at 0 degrees. You did get a preview, by the way, March 30th, to October 20th this year. Yeah? No, sorry, 2025, last year. So, what happened for you when it came to not only leadership and new ventures, but money? That's your second house. Second house is all about finances. And so I actually did a video on what you can expect with Neptune and Aries. I'm going to leave it at the end of this video, all right? Because there's just so much more to cover. And it's such a big deal, and we have it for 14 years. So obviously we'll talk about it a little bit, right? For the next 14 years until 2039. But this is true initiation of your fighting spirit. This is when you channel your inner compassionate hero and transcendent leader, that spiritual warrior, right? Connecting with your inner intuition. So just start creating your new mantras now. With all this Plutonian energy this week, you will need to see the forest for the trees. Yeah? There will be a lot happening around you. Everything is going to be moving fast. There's going to be a lot of changes. The moon on this day will actually be exalted in Taurus. It's a first quarter moon. It's going to sextile Jupiter in Cancer, but square Venus in Aquarius. So this is a big checkpoint. Especially with your values and resources, you adapting to the world around you that's changing really fast. There may be some conversations that come up, like important ones, all right? And remember, you're in the year of the fire horse, a 1 year, the great awakening. You've tipped over just now into your brand new era, and there's no going back. Out with the old, in with the new, all right? But also, 18 days from now, Saturn will leave your sign and move into Aries, meaning he's going to conjunct Neptune all the way up to February 20th, the day of their perfection at 0 degrees, the Great Reset. Yep. But before that, Tuesday, January 27th, you got the Great Disruptor. You've got Mars conjunct Pluto. The two most powerful planets tag teaming. Happens every 2 years. And it's so powerful, it's so deep and so raw. And in the most rebellious sign, this is a particle accelerator. This is an amplifier. This is a twisted sister song. There is no way someone will steal your lunch money today. You are going to feel this empowerment, this adrenaline, willpower, desire for all your passions, your transformation, your evolution, physically, emotionally, sexually, mentally, spiritually, all of that. And again, for you, this is so bonkers. This is your 12th and your 9th, like, activated. This is enormous. You are going to be on this spiritual quest, okay? And again, you're going to be telepathic. Y'all are going to be talking to each other without even opening your mouths. This is really potent, and it can be extreme. That's Pluto. Mars is like a laser as well. He's like a spear. He's very like long hair don't care sometimes. So this is also cutting cords. It's also power struggles and power trips. It's also the spider bite to the superhero that you become. Or maybe you've seen The Boys on Amazon. So again, it's how you use this energy, channel this energy with precision, handle it with care. Remember, you're on a karmic journey. Everything that you do or say has ripple effects. So go with the flow with the go, see how things go. Don't try to force anything, right? Because this isn't standalone. It's part of the 5-planet conjunction, making this 5 times the energy that you will feel this week. And we know energy needs to be discharged. So use this aspect. Don't let it use you. Own it. This is the kind of moment where, you could take someone's mic and say, I'm going to let you finish. Or you can use your power for good. All right? Like maybe you bake some your favorite famous gluten-free cookies for the PTA. It doesn't matter. This is, again, how you use it. All right? Now, what else is happening here? Oh, there may be some energy around home and family. We will actually have the moon in Gemini this day. Oh, that's stimulation there. You know, Gemini rules the nervous system, so this is like restless energy as well. But you're definitely going to be very communicative, especially home, family, the foundations of your life. That's what Gemini rules for you, Pisces. Now, January 28th, not on the whiteboard. You know, this is the most colossal, monumental, is this real life day in history. Yeah, I told you, yeah, it's my birthday. Along with Jackson Pollock and Joey Fatone. All right? But I do want to thank you all for everything, your kindness, your support. I hope you see that me doing your readings, it brings me such joy. By my secret, not so secret crush, Pisces. I truly wouldn't be here without you, so I do want to say thank you. And if you do watch my live streams, you know that the past few months I have experienced a lot of moments, a lot of trauma, a lot of grief, blackouts, physical therapy, as well as my dog, and many other indescribable circumstances due to the 1 in a trillion chance of having 7 challenging long form aspects that converged over a 6-month period in my personal chart. That, again, circumstances that are just not real, such as being involved in a federal crime case. The universe is full of surprises. Anyway, I am happy to report that half of those aspects have ended recently, and next week will be the last week of one more. So I am relieved, and again, just grateful and thankful for all your kindness, support, and patience. Okay? This is, and by the way, one last thing. The last half of January, listen, this is what's going to really be supportive here is Thursday, January 29th with Mercury conjunct Venus, okay? And again, in Aquarius. But this is like very social energy. It brings diplomacy. It does bring a level of what just happened through all this, connecting with others, and you also just unrooting things and really taking that time in the haven of your 12th house after all that intensity, okay? There still might be a little bit of confusion because the moon will be in Cancer at this point, squaring Neptune, freshly new in Aries. But the moon will also conjunct Jupiter. Like, that's going to happen on the 30th, and that's really nice because that is your 5th house of joy and pleasure and true love. But either way, by the end of the month, you're past the point of no return. Like I said, you're officially in the Great Awakening. And so you will have really big moments, as in, what is the wake-up call that I needed to see? And who is the future person that I need to be? All right, Pisces? And if you are a cross-watcher, by the way, if you watch for your rising or your moon, or for your, husband, Jerome, or for your, sister, Joan. It really is going to be all the air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's going to feel all the conjunctions in Aquarius the most. That I will throw in the fire signs too. If you have any planets 0 to 4 degrees in any of those signs, you're really going to, you're going to feel it the most. Yep. And then also for you, it will be all the aspects that are happening with Saturn and Neptune and your sign, that all the water signs will feel the most. And if you have any planets 26 to 29 degrees. Buckle up. Buckle up. So, is that it? There's just so much about the last 2 weeks. Let's get started. That's it. All right. Let's get started. Let's see what is going on for you, Pisces. Sun, moon, and rising for the last 2 weeks of January 2026. Pisces. Let's see. Pisces, y'all are amazing. Listen, this is gonna be a time. And I think that I really want to know what's like. That's a lot of 12th house energy. Okay. The other thing is with that 12th house, remember, with all these powerful Pluto aspects, the Cazimi, Mars conjunct Pluto, Mars is physicality, and the 12th house can be, isolation. The 12th house is also like hospital, so just be like very mindful. Like I think I mentioned it last week, it can be, it can bring a little like bumps and bruises, like walking into, your coffee table, things like that. So, yeah. Anyway, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread, offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, we will. All right. And I love that. All right. Okay, Pisces. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Gonna be, yep. Can't even. Wow. All right. So, you are actually really good. You're just gonna have to. We're gonna have to talk about something here. All right. Yeah. You're gonna get the. But we are gonna have to talk about something because you might be seeing something. You're like, wow. But I'm like, nope. Actually, good for you. You're the Knight of Pentacles. You're great. So all that stability, all that, long haul energy that I was talking about, like you're in it to win it. And that maybe a big focus of yours is that stability when it comes to finances, when it comes to work, when it comes to, just stability and security, feeling that with that Knight of Pentacles, okay? It can be with a partnership too. Remember, the Knight of, your opposite sign is Virgo. Knight of Pentacles is Virgo. Remember, we've had the nodes in the, obviously your sign in Virgo. So you've had a lot of energy around relationships and love and marriage, but also business partners and colleagues and things like that, right? So there's something here where it's like, let's do this. Let's do this. Slow and steady wins the race, because this card is all about patience. Look at that horse, right? All the knights are on a mission. This is the slowest horse. But it's because there's a reason, right? And I really want you to pay attention to that new moon in Capricorn. Now, I'm fellow earth sign to Virgo. Either way, this is really great. Because it's saying you're planting seeds. This is the biggest field in tarot. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. This is you reaping your rewards by being diligent and patient and proactive and watching everything grow right before your eyes. But it's you putting in that effort and that energy, yeah? And wow, you got the Queen of Wands in the heart of your spread. And this is someone who is, again, very just charming. She is at the highest frequency. She radiates. People feel her energy. They gravitate toward her. Yeah? She has so much passion for what she does, for humanity, for everything. That's the Queen of Wands right there. And so I love this for you, because there's so much work and career and money energy that you may be focused on. There's changes there. But this is saying you can have whatever you want. She gets whatever she wants. She invented the law of attraction. And so it is all about that frequency and self-belief and confidence. That's what she has. And she's also the entrepreneur. She's a businesswoman, okay? This is very relevant with the fact that you've got Neptune leaving your sign, moving into Aries, yeah, which is very entrepreneurial. Saturn moving into Aries very soon, but that's part of your next journey, because Aries again rules your second house, which is your earning potential, it's your salary, it's your income. And so you see how this is going to make that difference, right? With the Knight of Pentacles. Now, you see what's happening here, by the way, right? Like, I don't have to, well, I'll point it out. Okay, so you got all Pentacles, two Queens, and then one Major Arcana. You got the Seven of Pentacles in your challenge area. It looks like they're made, like, in the next few weeks. It doesn't look like you're going to be continuing the journey forward with someone in your life. It looks like more work, career, but again, Pentacles represent your material world, your physical world. It can be a relationship, but it could be like maybe a contract. It could be a contractor. There's just something here where it just feels like, no, and it's because you've upgraded. It's because you've moved in a different area in your life. Yeah. And if you're not here for work, by the way, this is just your passions. This is your passions. This is a lot of creative energy here. You see that she holds the sunflower in her hand. You see the sunflowers in the throne. Yeah, she's got they appear in the actual sun card. She has the powers of the sun. This is optimism. This is charisma. It's that magnetism that we talked about. But either way, it feels like there may be a conversation that you're going to have, or remember I said Mars can, cut the cord and whatnot. So it feels like there may be someone that may not be continuing on your journey forward, okay? Now, the other thing is you're going to have to cut some things too, all right? Some things you haven't left back in 2025. It's time, all right? You've got the Five of Pentacles in your crown, and that's why, all right? There's something or someone holding you back, and you know it, and it's time, all right? Sometimes it is hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Yeah. Of course, I'm going to quote Boys to Men. Yeah, of course I am. But Five of Pentacles, there is a sense of loss. There is a sense of, they're out in the cold where it's not only cold, but it's snowing and they're not wearing any shoes. So there's a lot of discomfort here as well. And a little bit of isolation that comes with this card. Maybe you're going through this process the next 2 weeks of feeling that. But look at this. Like, they're literally outside a church, which is a sanctuary. That's where all the action is. They could touch the wall. Okay? You see the pentacles are shaped in an anchor. It's this anchor of hope. And so remember, you still have that Capricorn, that new moon in Capricorn energy in your 11th house of networking, connecting with people. This is pessimistic thinking. This is all about your mindset here. And so it manifests in your physical world. So remember, this is energy that you want to feel, and you will feel, but you will likely have to, it does look like there's going to be some shifts with finances and money. Even with the aspects with Uranus and Taurus, it could be your big breakthrough, okay? It could be something that you're doing, that you're signing, a business that you're launching, whatever it is. Remember, Uranus is in Taurus, right? Taurus is the, finance sign. And so just keep that in mind. But either way, it doesn't have to be money. Even though it's a stack of pentacles here, it's still maybe something in your physical world, right? It's just you identifying something's got to change, but you're going to be fine. You have to have that confidence. These Pluto aspects are going to be strong in your 12th. That could drudge up, old memories or insecurities and things like that. But unroot them. Like I said, you got the Queen of Swords, so now you have another Queen. And they're both leaders. They're both authorities. They're, the Queen of Swords and the root of your spread is amazing, because this is saying that, this is, when I say like all about the truth, nothing but the truth, being honest with yourself, You've got to let that happen. You have to really absorb that. And there is this level of, even with the Queen of Swords, you can see the sword pointed straight to the sky. Swords are all about truth. Yeah? Swords, sure, it's like the mental suit, it's communication, it's all about the truth. Put it straight to the sky, connecting with the divine. Yeah? The cosmos, the ether. So that's the 12th house energy for you. That's all these aspects happening in Aquarius. You see that one bird over her head? It's all about singular thought. No one influencing her decision. Yeah? This is swords. You see any water in this card? No. She's left all her emotions at the door. She don't want her emotions to cloud her judgment. So a lot of this is just facts and truth and you being honest with yourself. And it just looks like there is going to be something here that you will want to be honest with yourself about. And you've got to leave it in the past. And you see you have the Tower in your future. So, things are going to change. Things will change. The Tower is attributed to the planet Mars. As you know, Mars is really active. But Mars is going to spend most of his time in Aquarius, right? That is, again, your 12. So, there may be, again, up here, something has got to go. It's your 12. And so, remember what I called it a haven earlier. Sometimes you can't just stay in there. You've got to come out. You've got to do that work, that subconscious work. And so this is doing that work. It's old beliefs, old patterns, old ways of thinking. That's got to go. So this is actually good for you. And yes, it can be something in your physical world. It can be a relationship, a partnership, a job, whatever it is. It looks like that tower had to fall for a reason. And it will, because it's in your future. All right? And so a lot of this is, there's a sense of, I've got to surrender this. It's the best thing for me. If not, the universe is going to do it. Yep. So let's get to your stuff. And it really, I'll even, you know what? Pisces, I'll clarify that for you. But let's see what's going on here. Pisces, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, hype. Is that only a mobile thing? I don't even know. And yeah, tell me what's going on. There's a lot going on, but there's a lot of money stuff you're about to move into, and you're taking it a lot more seriously. Not that I'm saying that you never have, but it's like you're having the biggest shift with Neptune and Saturn moving into your second house. Okay? You've never had this in your life. You've never had them. Well, yeah, I was going to say, you've had Neptune and Saturn together, but not in Aries, not at 0 degrees. Anyway, all right, you know I love y'all. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, yeah, there you go. So, yeah, best thing for you. Remember, the Tower moment doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Now, you did get the 4 of Swords. I'm not surprised. This is all about rest and retreat. This is all about having that stillness of mind. Remember what I've been saying, like be present, have that awareness, have that self-awareness, be in the moment, clear the decks. Yeah, there's a lot of new things coming into your life. Yeah, new information, new systems. This is a great time to really, really prepare. Because we're about to move into your birthday season. We're about to have a new moon solar eclipse. We're about to have, Saturn conjunct the Great Reset, all of that. So have that moment for yourself, because that does bring that clarity. You got the Page of Wands. So you're making room for something or someone new to come into your life. This is the Page of Wands, right? This is a big passion of yours. This can be someone coming into your life as well. A lover, a creative partner, business partner. It could even be a contract. Pages are messengers. There's some message coming into your life. But there's something here that you may even be in pursuit of that you never would have seen if that tower never fell. Remember when I talked about the phoenix rising from the ashes, and then you have that 7 of Wands. Yeah, you're at a point where you're like, I don't want to fight anymore. But on the same token, there's that fighting spirit, okay? Where it's like, remember what I said, you realizing what's meaningful, what you're really going after, how you see your future, the future that you're creating for yourself, all right? 7 of Wands is all about valor. And yes, there is this competitive spirit to it, but the more that you're just pushing against the things that you realize and you know that you've got to leave in the past, it does bring that burnout, that fatigue that I've talked about. And then lastly, that 6 of Pentacles in your final outcome, where everything is harmonizing for you, where this is just generosity and gratitude, is that, inspired actions that you take where you are being rewarded karmically. Even the 6 of Pentacles, even if you're seeking, let's say there is something here with finances where you feel like things are going to change, it's coming, okay? This card is reversible. I mean, this is, if you're seeking financial support, you see that there's someone here that will bring that support in. A lot of it has to do with this Page of Wands too, which is really amazing, but really great. This is where everything just balances out for you. You even see him holding that scale, all right? But this is also knowing, like, the balance of giving, receiving, right? There is that balance when you're aware. If you're giving, you have nothing for yourself. Or if you're waiting to receive, you have nothing to give. Remember, there's that balance. It's karmic. Inspired actions. Anyway, this is really great because it's things harmonizing for you. And it's things harmonizing for you. Oh yeah, I was gonna clarify that tower. Okay, so let me do that real fast. Yeah. And then you got the 8 of Pentacles. All right, so really great. Okay, because now you see the 8 of Pentacles. You got these 2 Virgo cards. Very interesting. So alluding to, maybe there is a partnership or maybe there is a contract, but either way, the 8 of Pentacles, this is like whistle while you work energy. This is someone who is eager to pursue, eager to work on his goals, long-term goals, legacy. Yeah, he's going to be successful because he has removed himself from the village. He's not distracted, and he's in his happy place. And practice makes perfect, and he is this is wax on, wax off. And so I really love that. Something needed to fall for you to just remain focused and again move toward your future, your goals, everything that you're working hard for. This is going to be great. You're good. That's a lot of pentacles, by the way. Anyway, Pisces, thanks so much. Next week, we do February. Yeah, happy birthday to you. Which, by the way, it does feel like, the very first day of February, we do have that full moon in Leo. Leo does rule your 6th house of work and your everyday activity. So it does look like there is going to be adjustments and change. Anyway, Pisces, thanks so much. Tier 3 members, really good and legendary members. We're going to pull a lot of cards. These 2 weeks really feel like a month. So we're going to pull, we're going to look at career, we're going to look at money, we're going to look at love, we're going to look at a lot of those things. And yeah, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. This is my one time a year where I do say, hey, become a member. I never ask. It's all, as little as $2 a month, but my one time a year, Pisces. Anyway, Pisces, thanks so much. Okay, Pisces, thanks so much. Y'all are amazing. I will see you next week. All right, bye-bye.